Caitlin Clark heads to the Gainbridge Fieldhouse free throw line on Tuesday night, May 19th. Her head coach reaches out and takes hold of her arm. Caitlin Clark tore her hand back on national television 12 hours prior. Caitlin Clark was named Grand Marshal of the 110th Indianapolis Motor Speedway the same Tuesday morning. Tamika Catchings, Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, and the most famous person in the city have been given the part. The city of Indianapolis, which has never given a player a fever, gave her the microphone in the morning. Her coach took hold of her arm. At night, take in the vast panorama behind the fever seat. There are 2 rows of seats for Kelly Krauskopf. Beside her is Amber Cox. The architect watched .I for 5 nights. Caitlin Clark approaches the 33 contestants who are instructed to start their engines on the winner's podium on Sunday, May 24th, in front of 350,000 spectators at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is the biggest sporting event in the globe in a single day. It's not poor coaching. Tuesday morning, December 15th, 1999, music. May 19th, 2026. May 19th, 2026. Tuesday evening, May 24th, 2026. The same hand drives the car every Sunday. Will succeed. Let's talk about the Indianapolis Rail comment from Tuesday morning, as this isn't a marketing favor. It is not a publicity stunt to stand on the winning platform. The Grand Marshal of the Indianapolis 500 delivers the motorsport command that is most frequently quoted. In honor of 110 years of tradition, drivers, turn on your engines. Peyton Manning, Reggie Miller, Larry Bird, and other Indianapolis locals have been given microphones by Motor Speedway. Tamika Catchings, Alex Rodriguez, and Derek Jeter. Indiana's best player twice in the previous 20 years. Fever's history. For her second season as a professional, 23-year-old Caitlin Clark has moved to Indianapolis. Her own head coach decided that she might be physically handled on the sidelines the next Tuesday. Now think about what Indianapolis really managed to achieve. The Indiana Fever was not contacted by the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They were not required to. The face of Gainbridge is Caitlin Clark. She represents Eli Lilly. She represents the city. Her identity was determined by Indianapolis. That was officially announced on Tuesday morning. Another official announcement was made on Tuesday night. At this point, it becomes unpleasant. This was an enduring touch. The video of the grab shows that this was not a gentle prod. This was not the fluctuating intensity of the game. Caitlin Clark was moving in the direction of the free throw line. Stephanie White reached out and took Caitlin Clark's arm as she watched the game on national television. Caitlin Clark pulled her hand away. When that occurs, observe Stephanie White's expression. That's not the face of a coach offering guidance while participating in the game. In front of a nationwide audience with cameras aimed directly at them, that is the expression of someone who has just realized that her player has rejected her. For the next 48 hours, every frame of the video will be closely examined for a cause. The same question can be found in every fan platform's comment section for a reason. No coach in our league will ever sign such a player. Not since the last basketball game for Indiana. After touching a player on tape in 1997, the coach was fired for 3 years. White and Bob Knight are not being compared to Stephanie. Remember that in Indiana, we are required to play music rather than basketball. The story includes Stephanie. The symptom is Stephanie White. There are 2 rows behind the Fever bench. Amber Cox and Kelly Krauskopf are sat next to each other, not behind a curtain or in an ostentatious package, creating 2 rows of dots that are close enough to the bench to hear what is being spoken. Get close enough to witness Caitlin Clark severing her hand. The Indiana Fever's president of business and basketball operations is Kelly Krauskopf. The general manager is Amber Cox. The Krauskopf has complete control over the basketball game. Operations Cox is in charge of the daily operations. In November 2024, Stephanie White was hired by Krauskopf. Krauskopf was in favor of the offensive. Stephanie White installed the system. Krauskopf was pleased with the workers in her local proximity. The coach grabbed Caitlin. Kelly Krauskopf hired Clark to appear on national television. Kelly Krauskopf was also within the structure, observing everything from 2 rows up. She remained seated as well. It's not a coincidence. It's a portrait. The Indiana Fever's inventor witnessed her own invention crumble in front of the audience while seated in the grandstand. Her celebrity got in touch with her employer. She sat motionless in response. The tension is here. This wasn't always the case with the Indiana Fever, though. Kelly Krauskopf made the choice that finally connected this organization to all of the music that has transpired since 26 years ago. Stephanie White's visit to Indianapolis is recalled by devoted Fever supporters. On December 15, 1999, before the Fever had ever played a regular season game, she was selected in the expansion draft. Sandy Brondello was traded to the Miami Soul Music in return for Stephanie after being chosen by Indiana. The Brondello for White trade was Kelly Krauskopf's first player acquisition as the Indiana Fever's general manager. Music. The Indiana Fever inked the biggest contract in women's basketball history on Tuesday night, May 19, 2026, 26 years after coach Kelly Krauskopf saw the players' arms in that transaction. Furthermore, Sandy Brondello is currently building the Toronto Tempo, which Kelly Krauskopf, the coach, gave up in that same transaction. From the beginning, Olaf Lang has managed her front desk. That a squad built on her playing style. Next season, the Tempo will play in the WNBA. Tonight, watch any video that features Caitlin Clark and read the comments. When asked where Clark should be traded, fans consistently choose Toronto. They are not inquiring as to whether Caitlin ought to be exchanged. Kelly Krauskopf made one deal 26 years ago. As a result, 2 franchises were established. Purchasing franchises is one of them. The other is the part that fans of Caitlin Clark want her to play on national television. 4. Then the back of Caitlin Clark. She has previously had back problems. She doesn't have enough time to do it. Kelly Krauskopf, Stephanie White, and the Fever's training team are all aware. As a musician, a teammate, a stranger on the street, and most definitely not as her own head coach, a player with a back ailment is not acceptable. Tonight at the free throw line on national television, every Indiana Fever fan should be troubled by this. This group is capable of defending a well-known individual with a back injury. Tamika Catchings sent us receipts in 2015. The best player in Indiana Fever history battled a persistent back issue during her final season. Furthermore, music. The company put in place a rule that restricted her time to a maximum of 26 minutes per game. During the regular season, her workload decreased by 19%, and during the postseason, it decreased by 49%. The public was given the impression that the squad was just protecting music her. Everything went smoothly. Catchings ended her career as she saw fit. In addition, Stephanie White was the Indiana Fever's first-year head coach in 2015, and this is the team's incapacity to explain music dying. She did just that. Tamika Catchings was immediately shielded by her. She can do it. She simply decided against doing it for Caitlin Clark. One other aspect of this is already known to the city of Indianapolis. Look at that, even if the Indiana Fever can't comprehend it. Tamika Catchings was twice named Grand Marshal of the Indianapolis 500 by the same Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Caitlin Clark was recently assigned to the same position on stage, reminding the community of what grandeur looks like. It can still be honored by the city.